Hey, Kerry Russell here from the strategicblogger.com. In this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to add Google Analytics to WordPress and then exclude internal traffic sources. Now you will need to be logged in to your WordPress admin area because we need to install a plugin called Google Analytics for WordPress. So log in to your WordPress site, go to plugins, scroll across down to add new and left click. We're just going to do a search for Google Analytics for WordPress. Left click search plugins and it should be the top search result. So left click install now. Yes, you want to install. Now it shouldn't take too long. Once it has downloaded, you just need to left click activate plugin. Now, before we can actually go ahead and configure the plugin, we need to set up an account with Google Analytics and we need to set up your profile. So open up a new window in your browser and just enter Google Analytics. Once again, it will be the top search result, so just left click, and you will actually need a Gmail account to create your Google Analytics profile. So if you don't have one, just pause this video, go set one up, and then come straight back here. From here, you just need to left click sign in, log in with your Gmail credentials. It doesn't matter which Gmail account you use. And then just left click the sign up button to the right hand side of the screen. Now first things first, make sure you have website selected right towards the top under new account, and you then have two choices: classic analytics or universal analytics. Basically right now Google Analytics are in the process of upgrading their service from classic to universal. However, the universal analytics is still in testing mode and some of the features don't work as well as they do with the classic analytics, and you will need these features for your traffic data. So right now in this video tutorial, left click classic analytics, scroll down and then give your account a name. I'm just going to put my blog. You can call it anything you like. If you're blogging for business, then I recommend putting the name of your business. And the same applies for the website name directly underneath. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to put Kerry Russell, but again, if you're blogging for business, just use the name of your business. Now the website URL, you can see that the HTTP has already been selected. So in the field directly to the right of that, just enter www. and then your domain name. And I've just entered the wrong one. That's better. Okay, directly underneath the website URL, you have the industry category. Now this is actually really important. You need to select the category that matches your niche, because this controls certain templates and features that you have access to inside your Google Analytics account. So for me personally, I would put the internet and telecom. So just open up the drop down box, make your selection, and from there you need to set the reporting time zone. Open up the drop down box and just do a search for your country. Now I'm in the United Kingdom, and when I left click that, the time zone will automatically be set for me. Now last but not least, underneath the data sharer settings, or the data sharing settings should I say, these are all optional, and I'm just going to uncheck all of them, drop down and left click get tracking ID. Before you can actually get your tracking ID, you just need to agree to Google Analytics terms of service. So once again, just do a search for your country and then accept. Now that has been successful, and as you can see we have the UA tracking code. This is the code that we're going to use when we configure your Google Analytics for WordPress plugin. If I scroll down, we also have a JavaScript code, and this is typically used for HTML websites. Also, I'll scroll back up a little, we have a few options in between. Where it says display advertiser support, you want to switch this on because you need this enabled to make the most of the demographics feature inside your Google Analytics account. So just switch that on and left click save. Now before we set up the very basic filter to exclude internal traffic, I'm just going to go to the home page in the top left hand corner. As you can see, we have my blog, which was the name of my account. If I open that up, we have Kerry Russell, which was the name of my business or the name of my website. And then directly underneath there, we have all website data. Now, if I left click on there, that will take you to the dashboard where you analyze your data on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So the next step now is to go ahead and set up the internal traffic filter. So go to admin in the top right hand corner and left click. In the third column, you want filters, so left click, add a new filter, and you need to give your filter a name. Now we'll call this exclude internal traffic. It needs to be a predefined filter, and from the drop down menu make sure you have exclude selected. You want to then select traffic from IP addresses and that are equal to. Now in these fields here you will actually put your IP address, and just to be totally transparent, the reason we are doing this is because every time you log into your WordPress admin area, or you preview a blog post, or maybe you just browse your website, Google Analytics will track that as a traffic hit, and that's going to make your data inflated and inaccurate. So by doing this, by setting up this filter, we are actually telling Google Analytics to ignore all traffic from your IP address. So the first thing we need to do is go get your IP address, open up a new window in your browser, enter what's my IP address. Again, it will be the top result, left click, and you should be able to see your IP address just here. Now you will need to copy and paste this into a notepad document, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. So copy and paste that into a notepad document, close this window down and enter the IP address into your filter. So we have 176.253 and I think it was 157, that's right, 157 and 3. From there just left click save. Now the reason you want to save this notepad document to your desktop is simply because most internet connections, or should I say for most users, the IP address will actually change on a regular basis. For me personally, it's every 2 to 3 days. So when I walk into my office in the morning, before I take a look at my blog, at my site, the very first thing I do is make sure that my IP address has not changed. If it has changed, I come to Google Analytics, I delete the existing filter, I just left click remove here, and then I create a new one. And it really is important if you want to get accurate stats. So all I'm going to do is just very quickly save this to my desktop. I'm just going to call it IP, because that way you have something to compare to. I'll close that down. So now that we've created your account, set up your profile, we've created your basic filter for internal traffic, the only thing that's left to do now is actually install the tracking code. So what I'm going to do is left click this small arrow to the left hand side of the screen. That will take you back to the administration screen. In the second column, you want to select tracking info. And from there, you just want to highlight and copy the UA code. Now, at the moment, you can see there's a status telling you that tracking has not been installed. Basically, Google cannot detect the tracking code. Obviously, we haven't actually put it in yet, but even when we do, you will see this message for a good 24 hours. So do not panic and think you've done it wrong, okay? You'll have to come back the next day and just have a quick check. So highlight and copy the code, go back to your WordPress admin area. At the top of the screen, you'll see a notice just basically telling you that the Google Analytics for WordPress plugin is not active. In that message, there's a link. Just left click the link. That will take you straight to the plugin settings page. Left click the big blue button. And all we're doing here is we're just giving the Google Analytics for WordPress plugin permission to access your Google Analytics data. So left click allow access. That'll take you back to the settings page, and then where it says profile, in the drop down menu, you will see the all website data and your UA code should be there. So just left click. Now just scroll down and left click update Google Analytics settings. Now, like I say, you won't see any data for a good 24 hours. So just come back in 24 hours from now, log into your Google Analytics dashboard area, and as long as you are receiving traffic, you should see the results in your dashboard. I do hope this video tutorial has helped you. If there's anything I can help you with whatsoever, go to thestrategicblogger.com and just shoot me an email using the contact form. This is Kerry Russell signing out for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you again real soon.